Hello and welcome to our 20th session, and in this session we are going to work on one more challenge. This is challenge number 5. Actually, in our previous session we worked on the animals and feeding it with the food, and here we are going to use the same concept, but we are going to build a totally different game where we are going to use balls in place of animals, and instead of spanning food we are going to span a dog, and the dog is going to run and catch the ball. This project has already been done and I am sharing you the starter files. This session is more of about debugging some of the problems that we have in our game. We are going to start this challenge with a new project, launch Unity Hub, come into project, and I am now going to create a new project. I am going to call this project as dog_ball game. Choosing Universal 3D SRP as my default template, I will click on Create Project. Once the project is open, the asset for this project is provided to you by us. If you come into your YouTube video and in description click on More, and here you have a Patreon link. Click on this Patreon link. This will bring you to the Junior Programmer Series Patreon page, and if you scroll down, you are provided with 20 Dog Ball Challenge assets.unity package. You have a package file. Click on this to download. Now once it is downloaded, come back to Unity. In project asset, right click, choose import package, custom package, come into the downloads folder, select this 20 ball, the package that you just downloaded. It is around 3 MB. Now click on open, and in the import Unity package dialog box, click on all to select everything and click on import. Once it is imported, you have a new folder here called as challenge 2. Open this, and inside this you have the scene file called as challenge 2. Double click to open this. I am going to right click on this console window and I am going to close this tab. I am going to first go to file, save as, and in my Unity project dog ball asset scenes, I am going to save this as dog ball game and click on the save button. We are going to address the problems here one by one. I will now come into the scene view, right click and just turn around and press A to pan to the left, and I will just turn around and adjust the scene view like this. Let us play the game and check. So if I play the game, the first issue we have is, see, on the top you have the dog spanning. The dogs are getting spanned at the top, whereas we want the ball to span here. I will stop the playback, and in the hierarchy, I will come into the span manager, and in the span manager script, if I open the ball prefab, there are 3 elements, and you can see that all the 3 elements are attached with dog. I am going to come into prefab, open this, and instead of the dog, I am going to drag ball 1 and attach it to element 0. Ball 2 I will drag it and attach it to element 1. Ball 3 I will drag it and attach it to element 2. Now I will go to file, save it, and now if I execute the game, as we are seeing, now you can see the balls are dropping down one by one. If I press the space bar, there is an error. It is not working. If I stop the playback, if I come into window, general, and if I open my console window, you can see I am seeing this error regarding this input class. The reason why I am getting this error when I press the space bar is, this is because the space bar command that I have added is using the old Unity input system. So I have to come into edit, project setting, and if I come into player and in other setting, if I scroll down, you have a setting here, active input handling, and this is set to new. I will click here and choose both. It is asking me Unity editor restart is required. Click on apply. The Unity editor will restart. After restarting, I will close the project window, and now if I click the play button, you can now see when I press space, you are seeing a green ball panning here. Stop the playback. Instead of the green ball, I want the player to span dog. For that, if I come to player here, in the inspector in player control, the dog prefab is connected with ball 2. I have to come to project prefabs, drag dog and attach it here. Now go to file, save this, and now if I execute it, if I press space, the dogs are spanning. Now when the ball is falling. As soon as the dog comes, the ball is getting disappeared. I want the ball to disappear only when it comes near the dog. I will stop the playback, and the reason for this bug is, if you come here into this dog prefab, come into inspector and click on open. For this dog, we have applied box collider. And if you just see, the box collider of my dog is too huge here. I will come into the box collider in the inspector, enable edit collider, and come into this gizmo, right click and come into the front view. And now I will just zoom and drag this down so that my box collider sits exactly to the top of my dog. From the bottom, I will drag it and attach it to the bottom end of my dog. From left end, I will drag it and attach it to the left end of my dog. From right end, I will drag it and attach it to the right end of my dog. I will right click and come into the top view. So this view is fine. If I right click and come into the free view, you can see my box collider is placed exactly all around my dog. Now it is auto save, it is saved. I will click on this arrow and come back. Now if I come to file, save this, and now if I execute the game and check it, you can now see as the game starts, if I press spacebar now, the ball disappears only when it comes and touches the dog. All the dog, ball, everything that is getting spanned, it is getting added to my hierarchy continuously. After the ball goes out of the bound area, I want this to get destroyed. Dog also, after it goes away, it should get destroyed. So you can see all the dogs, span dogs are still present here in the scene. So this will actually add too many objects in my scene and it will create a performance issue. So to solve this issue, I will stop the playback. Now to destroy ball and this dog, we have created a script. If you come into the project panel scripts, there is a script called destroy out of bound. So if I double click and open this, now the first issue here we have is along the x-axis, that is in Unity, see the x-axis is left to right. Say for example, I take the dog, I will drag it into the scene. And when it is moving, see it is to the left, the x is 12, and as it moves, see it moves to negative. If it moves beyond minus 30, it should get destroyed. I will delete this dog. I will now come back here to my script. In this, in the transform.position.x, the left limit I have to keep it not 30 but minus 30. And if the position x is lesser than my left, I have to make this lesser than. If I save this and if I come back to the game, allow the script to compile. Now if I play the game, and now as the game is playing, press spacebar to fire the dog. You can see now the dog is going and getting destroyed. So now we have solved the dog issue. However, you can see the ball is not getting destroyed. I will stop it. To see this trial, I will just drag a ball into my scene. See, if I reset the position to 0, 0, 0, see this is the Y position, and if I drag it, it will move positive, and I have to move it below. Say around when it moves to Y minus 5, it should get destroyed. So now I will delete the ball. I will come back to the script, and you can see here the bottom limit is correctly set to minus 5, and only problem we have here is the axis here is Y, but here we have selected Z. So I have to replace this Z with Y, and now if I go to file and save it, now come back to Unity and allow the script to get compiled, and once it is compiled, if I now play the game and check it, you can see the ball drops and after some time it is getting destroyed. See, once it crosses minus 5 along the Y, you can see in the hierarchy it is getting destroyed. And if I fire the dog is also getting destroyed. This issue is solved. So I will stop the playback. The next issue we have here is, if I play the game, when the ball is spanning, you can see every time you are having only blue ball is spanning, but I want once red ball, once green ball, once blue ball to span. But now only blue ball is coming. To achieve this, I will stop the playback. You can now come here in the span manager and you can see in the ball prefab, we have added all the 3 balls. That is, ball 1 is blue, ball 2 is green, and ball 3 is red. To span this, we are using the span manager script, and if I double click and open this, we are using a function called span random ball here. And in this, when we are instantiating this ball prefab array, we are only calling 0. Means every time only blue ball is called. To make this spam randomly, I will come into the spam random ball, and after this open flower bracket, press enter, and I will add a comment variable to hold ball index, and I am going to press enter, declare an integer, and I am going to call this ball index, and I am going to set this value equal to Random.Range, and in open close bracket, the range is starting from 0 to ball prefab's length, and finally end it with semicolon. I have to now come here into instantiate, and in place of 0, I have to replace it with ball index. Visual Studio Code is prompting me automatically here. So if I select this, see now, instead of 0, I am calling this ball index, and even in rotation, instead of 0, I am calling ball index. Now if I go to file, save this, I will come back to Unity, allow the script to compile, and once it is compiled, now if I play the game and check it, you can now see first green ball is coming, then next when it is dropping, blue ball is coming, next when it is dropping, you have again a blue ball, now you are getting the red ball. So now the balls are spanned randomly. So now this issue is solved. So I will stop the playback. So with this, we have concluded all the challenges and all the bugs that we had in the game, and this game is now working absolutely fine. So with this, we will end this session, and in our next session, we are going to build a prototype of a game.